don't feel like talking about money isn't humble. You don't care more about giving necessarily than receiving. You don't believe that. Or rather, you've tricked yourself into believing that so that you don't have to face your own inadequacies. Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and I am a neurometaphysicist. I help you take the science and the spiritual, blend them together to live the best life possible. And this video today won't be long. I say that and sometimes it's long, but we're gonna like cross our fingers here. It's interesting because I talk about all things creation, moving within the quantum realm, and my career is based on wealth, receiving, et cetera, though I talk about it in many different veins. And one thing that I have noticed, the more I've been talking about the art of receiving, I have been getting comments specifically on a reel that is about, oh, it's better to give than to receive. I got one talking about how arrogant I was by saying that I am an open vessel to receive. I receive everything I want when I was sharing an affirmation with you guys. And it really made me think about how much people despise the conversation of money and why. Because money has done nothing to you. And it really made me go down this rabbit hole and recognize that the people who despise money and make comments like you need to be humble and money's not important and it's better to give than receive, they don't have anything to give themselves. And my response to that particular comment was, you have to receive to have anything to give. But one of the big things that I recognized as I went down this rabbit hole and I started journaling and I was praying and writing what came to me was that when we can acknowledge that we desire more, we have to face the fact that on some level we've been inadequate in receiving. And some people are not in a space to hold the fact that you've been playing small or that you've been inadequate when it comes to money, abundance, etc. If you start having conversations about abundance and receiving, you have to acknowledge the lack thereof. And that's triggering to people. It's part of the reason I talk about this publicly because this is my work. But the reality is, if it wasn't, I would never have this conversation with people. Like, it wouldn't be necessary. I would just live this life like I've been doing for many years. But if you're a person that starts hearing this message and the importance of having, and that God shows up through resources, when you recognize that the universe is abundant and everything is available to you, but why don't I have the things I desire? And for some people, why don't I have the things that I need? It's triggering because you have to look and see your own inadequacies. You have to look and see how, based upon your belief system and your programming thus far, you are inadequate. You've been living in lack and not abundance, when abundance has always been available to you. And so I want you to know that I understand that it's triggering. I want you to know that you've bought into be humble. I remember the first time I read in Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, that love lacks expression in poverty. Love lacks expression in poverty. See, a lot of you have been tricked to believe that love is a feeling. No, your hormones gives you those feelings. Your attachment gives you those feelings. Love is in action. But when you are in lack, when you haven't received anything, when you haven't allowed yourself to be an open vessel for which all that is for your good can come into your life, you don't have anything to express that love with. That's painful for people. That's triggering for people. And so if my message around money and wealth and abundance is triggering for you, I need you to back up and ask yourself why. I don't bother you. Like, it's not me. It's not me bothering you. I'm just facilitating and giving the message. It's not me, it's you bothering you. Is this message landing on your woundings that you are not enough? So, first of all, I want to start with even if you're in a space of lack, you are more than enough because you're capable of changing it in an instant. You're capable of changing that. So, you are more than enough. But you have to recognize if the message of money and abundance triggers you, that's something for you to look at because the money of abundance doesn't trigger people who are abundant. Even if it's not in their physical awareness yet, if they are abundant in mind and of spirit, the message of abundance is a message of hope and anticipation and excitement for people. So I want to share that with you because we need to look closer at the things that trigger us. We can't be triggered if there's no wound there to trigger. So if money triggers you, it's because it's pressing up against your belief system and your inadequacies. Till next time.